Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Hopefully, you guys are having a good Thursday. If you guys are watching this on the day of upload, I wanted to get this video out to you guys right away, just to show you guys what I'm doing for the weekend. And I want to provide you guys with some information and hopefully give you guys all the details to make educated decisions going forward with some of these events that are happening right now. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so this was provided to us yesterday, and it basically says that there's going to be a couple events going on with this 5-day champion chase that's already active, but it's saying that there's going to be a 10x event for Acelin, the stalwart from Sacred Shards. As we know, Acelin is the first faction bonus champion where it provides additional bonuses based on how many of the faction-specific champions you have on his team. He's obviously very strong with Marichka, Taras, but also he's just generally strong if you have a bunch of Bannerlords with him. He's somewhat limited in the way that they're distributing him. So far, he's only been available in boosted events like this, 10x or progressive, or he's been available in Prism Summon Shard events. So they're really, I don't know what they're doing with this, but it feels like they're kind of just feeling out the player base on how well these faction specific boosting champions are being received. If it does well, I'm pretty sure they're going to release more and more in the future, especially in this limited format. So it is limited, but obviously there's been several events for Acelin already, so he's not going to be that limited, and we'll have another chance to get him. Generally, 10x events are not very good in terms of rate at which you can acquire them, or rate of or chances of getting them, basically. And then after Acelin, there's another mega bait champion, which is the Archer champion. So this is the last bit of money milking from Plarium for this Monster Hunter collab. And it's going to be the Archer coming in with a 10x event after the Acelin event. So in the second half of the weekend, you'll have the opportunity to pull for Archer. It's a 10x event. Like I said, these 10x events are not very good. If you guys want to see the math on this, so the way it works with the math is there's approximately 190 non-void legendaries right now currently. And right now, let's say we're going for Acelin, which is 1 of 190. So if you pull a legendary, you have a 0.5% chance of pulling Acelin. So in the event that there is a 10x boosted for Acelin, you basically add 10 of him into the total pool of total legendaries. So now you will have 10 Acelins in a total pool of 199. This is just a rough number. I don't think there's 190. I think there's probably slightly more. And then now your total chance goes to 5%. So if you pull a legendary, you have a 5% chance of it being Acelin. That's not very good odds considering you're kind of fishing for this champion, right? There is a 2x Sacred Shard event going on right now. So instead of 6%, you do have 12% chance to pull a legendary. The odds of you pulling a... So I just worked out some of the percentage odds here for you guys. So since it's the boosted 12% chance, so every shard you have a 12% chance of pulling a legendary if you are not in Mercy. Mercy starts on your 13th shard. So every shard after your 12th shard, which is starting on your 13th shard, you get an additional 2% boosted to your rate, which is 12%. So for example, your 13th shard would be 14%, and then 16%, and then 18%, and so forth. So I broke this down for you guys. So if you guys are starting on fresh Mercy, meaning you guys just literally pulled a legendary from a Sacred Shard, and then you guys are going into this event, you have a 78% chance of pulling a legendary before you hit your 13th shard, which is your Mercy. So of course, most of us have probably been to the point where, hey, we didn't get a legendary before our 12th shard. We keep going and going and going. And this is with boosted rates. Personally, I've hit 15, 20 shards without hitting a legendary, even if it is boosted. So it doesn't necessarily guarantee you that you're going to get a legendary, even if you have, 20 shards even. But here's your actual odds, right? So you have 78% chance of pulling legendary if you start from fresh Mercy up to 12. So if you have 12 shards, you have a 78% chance of pulling legendary. and you won't be sad at the end of that. But just so you guys are informed, the rates are not very good, and therefore the champion chase points are not very good. So even though this champion chase looks so juicy and nice, has some nice rewards in it, the odds of getting very high in this with just sacred shards is not that easy. Each sacred shard is worth obviously an epic or legendary, but since the odds of legendary are so low, each sacred shard, is probably worth slightly more than what an epic is worth. So an epic is worth 250 points. I would allot probably 275 points for each sacred shard. So if you're looking to grab this legendary book here, you're looking to pull at least 10 with moderate bad luck. So if you have moderate bad luck, if you pull 10 sacred, then according to my calculations, you only have a 72% chance of pulling a legendary for sure. So you have a 28% chance of totally missing. So if you pull 10 sacreds and you miss, so if you're in that 28% chance, you will only be left with 2,500 points from 10 sacreds. So you're only going to get this. So if you're planning to pull for the first legendary book, you should probably bring closer to 15 sacreds if you're pulling only with sacreds. Just something to keep in mind, guys. These rewards look very juicy, and it is a boosted sacred event, but sacred shards are just not worth that much in champion chase tournaments. Their highest value is for summon rush. So this is why I'm actually completely forgetting about this event. I have 20 sacred shards on this account. My other account has 18 sacred shards, and I'm just going to take the weekend off. This event means basically nothing to me because yes, Archer is very nice. Yes, Archer is a great champion and actually a very special champion for Hydra, but Archer or Acelin will come again. Those champions, this is just mega bait for people willing to pull sacred shards. Yes, you should pull sacred shards if your account is still developing. This is a good time to pull them because the rates are as high as they could possibly be at obtaining legendaries. So it is a good time to pull if you are newer or mid game. But if you can afford to save, I would highly recommend saving these sacred shards today, this weekend, whenever. We should expect an announcement for the fusion either tomorrow, Friday, or early next week, because I do anticipate the next fusion to start next week. So next Thursday or Friday should be the next fusion. And it's going to be a summon rush to start, and we will need these sacred shards to go into that summon rush for points. So just a little bit of a warning here, guys. Like I said, I showed you guys the math on what 10x's actually bring in terms of your actual odds of obtaining a champion. It's very low. It's 5% chance. So you have a 1 in 20 chance of pulling Acelin if you pull legendary from this, which I've shown is not a guarantee. Even if you have, for example, 12 sacred shards, you're walking away empty-handed 22% of the time. And if you do hit a legendary, you're only going to have a 5% roughly chance of pulling Acelin or Archer this weekend. Keep that in mind, guys. And if you guys get moderate bad luck, you guys are not getting any of these half decent rewards in the champion chase. So hopefully this message caught you guys before you guys started dropping those sacred shards like nobody's business. Just something to consider. Personally, like I said, I'm not going to pull anything this weekend for these events. Also, this champion chase does not even have Titan points. I would imagine that they should have made it even juicier to get somebody like me to jump in and splash around. But to me, this event is completely meaningless, and I'm totally going to sit on the sidelines and wait for the next fusion to pop down. Anyways, guys, that's it for me in this video. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully it helped you guys out, and appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.